I thought we played a really good first half, and through most of the second half played well until the last 2 minutes of the game. The last couple days, in our prep, we've talked about trying to keep number 11 Monecki and Shorts number 00 off the foul line, and I thought we did a great job. Monecki averages 9 free throws attempted a game, and for those two guys combined to have 5 free throws attempted was something that we really talked about. And we talked about trying to defend their three, take away their three ball, and holding them to 31%. I thought we did a great job in those two areas that were vital for us to win. And then we got a lot more aggressive with full court traps and presses than we have all year. We felt it was really important to try to turn them over. And tonight I don't. Jack would have to tell you, but I'm assuming it's our highest steal game, and to force 16 turnovers against a disciplined team is something that we felt we needed to take advantage of, was our quickness and our length.
Questions? Coach, that 17-2 run in the half, when you look back on it, that really brought us a difference in the game.
Yeah, it was a difference in the Radford game too. Those, I guess, right before half, with about 8 minutes to go now, we've kind of struggled through 12 minutes of the first half, and then the last 8 minutes in both our last two games. And really good teams make spurts, and he had a couple threes, and then we get a couple stops and a couple steals, and I thought that was the difference in the game. Both Radford and tonight was our 5-minute stretch where we really poured it on from an offensive standpoint, and a lot of it kick-started with our defense.
Alice Cook, just the energy and the points he brought off the bench tonight. Just talk about what he brought to the team.
Yeah, I thought that our bench, obviously, with Caleb being willing, he's one of our best players for sure, and he's been willing to come off the bench, and so his points and then Josh is playing much better all around game. Josh passed the ball really well, and that was Hallis's best game since he's been here, and we have a lot of confidence in his three-point shooting, but he made a couple steals too that I thought were really crucial as well, and we need Hallis to play better like he did tonight, because our bench at times has been something that we've been reluctant to use a lot on certain nights, and I think Hallis keeps getting more and more confidence. I think he's getting his legs under him a little bit more now because he was off, not just not playing with the other sit-out guys, but he was not playing basketball at all for 5 or 6 months last year. So I think he's getting his rhythm and his confidence back.
When the team goes on these runs at the end of the half, is it just a mentality change that kind of goes with them?
I think that, in basketball there's usually 3 runs, and the team that controls 2 of the 3 runs wins, and what we talk to our team about all the time is we can't let the other team go on 15-2 runs. We understand that there's going to be 8-2 runs or 9-4 runs, but how to minimize the opposition's runs, and that's really important. And on the flip side, if we can go on a 17-2 run, it's going to be too much for teams to overcome, and we've been able to do that a lot this year.
In your last press conference, you talked about how disappointed you were in the post-play, the post-defense during Radford. You guys limit. Chuma Monecki doesn't have any second-half points, so speak to that.
I thought, our post fronts were really good. I thought Jordan had a big steal, kind of frustrated him on a post front late in the first half, and then I thought Elijah came in and did a really good job in limited minutes, and then we went right back with our small lineup and were able to switch, and we trapped him a little bit more. We haven't post-trapped much at all this year, and tonight was one of the first times we came aggressively and tried to get the ball out of someone's hands.
You guys shared the ball, 24 assists tonight. Is that just the key to this team, the offense? When did you kind of figure out that was the way this team had to play?
Probably in Costa Rica. We have so many offensive weapons, and when you have players that can create their own shot, it's a great thing, and it's also can be problematic because Caleb, Cody, Jordan, those guys can go get a shot whenever they want because of their ability to beat people one-on-one. And so, and these guys can tell you every single day that we get together, we started off watching NBA clips of ball movement. And you know, they're bought in, obviously. I mean, tonight there was a few possessions that, you know, you'd want to bring with you if you go spoke at a clinic about passing the ball, because the spacing continues to get better and better. And you know, we do a 50 pass drill, you know, a lot in practice, which is just where we're not allowed to shoot and we have to pass the ball 50 times and yell out each pass. So these guys are bought into each other. They know they're playing with really talented offensive players, and you just look at the assists, and Cody with 6 and Lindsey with 4 and Caleb with 4 and Josh with 5. I mean, we are willing passers.
I think the one three that Hallis hit, I think you had like 5 passes. It went the ball went whipping around. Is kind of what you like to see.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the more that we continue to buy into, I think we can get even better at moving the ball, because, you know, we have a lot of three-point threats, and then that opens up things inside for people too. It opens up dribble drives. It opens up weak side cuts into the paint, and then obviously it'll open up post ups. You know, our guards can all post up, and obviously Jordan's a really good post player as well.
Is it a fine line between passing too much and not being aggressive, not taking that shot? How do you teach them when to shoot?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, Joe. Right now we're not overpassing. I know that. I think we still got to get a lot better. If we ever get to that, I'll let you guys know. But I think that it's just, you know, when you watch the Warriors play and they ricochet the ball all over the place. I mean, there are times when maybe a guy is wide open, and we had it tonight. 1 or 2 guys were open, but the rhythm of the game and the camaraderie that passing, it trickles over the defensive side as well, and you want to help your teammate, help defense a little bit more, and so all those things are really important.
Chris, next 3 games away from Lawler, I mean, how do you want to see your team respond?
Well, right now, I mean, we've broke this thing into, now we have a 2-game neutral site segment to finish non-conference, and you know, to go 3 years not losing a non-conference game is pretty special, and we've turned Lawler into a place that, you know, what we wanted, which is a place that's hard to win. The guys have done a great job, and you know, we have a 2-game segment that we need to close out, you know, non-conference play, and then we'll worry about heading to Fresno when that time comes. But we're playing 2 quality teams in Vegas and neutral site games, and you know, we have a heavy schedule. I mean, if you look, some teams are already done. They're on their Christmas break, and our guys aren't going to have a break. And you know, we planned it to have as many games as we possibly could in non-conference, and nobody in college basketball is going to have more game opportunities than we will.
It's the same scoring margin as Radford in this game, 15 points at the end. But I mean, you guys obviously played a lot better. I guess what were you pleased with in this game than maybe you did the last game?
I thought we were sharper offensively. We got, you know, we were better on our baseline out of bounds offense, and I thought that, you know, following the scouting report tonight, I thought we were really, really good. I think that they understood who their top players were and what we had to do to take things away. And, you know, with 1:50 to go, I think we were up 18 or 19. It was 23 at the 2-minute mark. So, you know, we didn't do quite as good a job finishing as we would have liked, but, you know, they're a good team too. I mean, you know, they're a team that beat Washington State at Washington State and played UW, University of Washington, to 7 points. So I mean, they're a good team.
Do you anticipate doing a little bit more pressing, or was that just kind of for this game specifically because there was an opportunity there?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that, you know, depends on matchups. It depends on who we have out there. But, you know, we mixed in a lot of – we had played 3 different defenses, you know, trapping defenses, which, again, we haven't shown that much. Part of it on purpose because we got conference coming. So we'll just kind of play it by ear depending on, you know, how many shooters an opposition has out there or how many ball handlers.
You looked a lot at Southern Illinois at all?
I haven't looked at any.
Obviously, Jordan played there. What do you remember about watching him play when you were, you know, looking to get him as a transfer?
I remember Coach Ruda and I watched about maybe 40 seconds, and his effort was, I told Ruda he could stay and watch, but I was going to Michael's Deli and get a sandwich because it was quite obvious his effort. and energy. And he, you know, he's played out of control too at times and ran over a few people. And but his effort was, you know, I mean, it didn't take long, and so just his energy. I mean, what we're seeing now, you know, sometimes I think he played even harder then. He's a little more under control now.
Jordan remind you of anybody you've coached or watched over the years, pro and others?
I don't think so. You know, you know, PJ Tucker's a guy that I, you know, I haven't talked to Jordan a lot about. I know that, you know, we've sent him some film on him, but he's a guy that I think that's kind of a, you know, where he can end up in that type of, you know, we got to keep working, keep talking defensively. But he's, you know, he's a physical guy and seeks contact, and just his competitiveness is, you know, something that rubs off on all of us.
Where has he improved his game this year based off last year?
Jordan,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, he's worked so hard on his perimeter shooting, and you know, he's got a lot of freedom bringing the ball up off defensive rebounds. I mean, he leads our break a lot. Sometimes I get a few extra gray hairs, but we give him the freedom, and he's improved his ball handling and his shooting, which is, you know, we look at him as a small forward. That's really what he is, playing all over the place wherever we ask him to.
You always like to entertain and win at the same time. As Tommy said his first press conference, you guys are kind of making team basketball entertaining, aren't you?
I mean, we hope that, you know, we're cosmetically pleasing to our fans. I think we are, because we move the ball, you know. And if we were moving the ball, though, and clanking 3 balls up, we probably wouldn't be very cosmetically pleasing. And we just have so many guys that are really good offensive players. So it's, you know, and we hit some. I mean, Hallis took a shot that was 5 feet behind the three-point line, NBA three-point line. Cody takes all shots all the time that I about have a heart attack. Jordan shoots left-handed runners, not looking at the rim, that go in. So we have, you know, some. Kendall doesn't even look at the rim half the time.
Any more questions for Coach?
Thanks.
Move my way up. I know. Questions for Kendall, and we're not talking about home alone this time. Kendall, first, like you said, your overall thoughts on the win.
It was good. You know, our coach challenged us, you know, wanted us to have intensity and more focus, more maturity, and I think we did that. I think, you know, of course, the end of the game, we had stretches where, you know, they cut the lead down when it should have stayed around 20 and kind of got lower than we wanted to. But other than that, I thought we played a pretty sound game, and, you know, we can just build from this.
It seems like every time, almost every game in the first half, you guys go on some sort of run. I mean, what kind of changes with you guys that kind of let you kind of put your foot down and go?
Just for us, we just know that our team is, you know, pretty deep, and, you know, we have a lot of weapons. So, you know, when we move the ball well, stick to the game plan and kind of, you know, not go outside of what we do, I think, you know, that's when we make ourselves a great team, when we stay within ourselves. And so I think that's what we did today.
You weren't really happy with the defense last game. I mean, how would you grade the defense tonight?
You know, pretty good. I think it was probably a B+. I think, you know, there were still a lot of times when we kind of weren't disciplined and getting in foul trouble, and, you know, they were kind of beating us on just the same things, whether it's, you know, little dump-off passes or, you know, not staying down on shot fakes. But for the most part, I think, you know, we were willing. I think we were working hard, and we were just trying to do, you know, and try and follow the game plan. That's what we were aiming at. So at the end of the day, you know, you're going to have mishaps, things like that. But I think we, you know, we were aiming to do the best we could.
It seemed like the ball movement was a lot better. I mean, what's the key between, you know, maybe it being a little bit too sticky like last game versus this game?
I think it's a combination of things, you know, us, you know, being a little bit more mature and learning from the past game, as well as kind of feeding off the crowd. You know, when the crowd gets loud, you know, the more touches we get, the better shots we get. So, you know, it's just a combination of that.
You've hit at least 4 threes in 5 of your last 6 games. Is that the component you feeling more comfortable in this offense? Maybe it took you a little while to find the place.
Just continuing to stay aggressive, I guess. You know, it is what it is. I mean, I didn't know that, but just the biggest thing for me is kind of, you know, a couple heat checks that I was taking. I need to limit that just to, you know, keep the flow of the offense and keep high-quality shots. I think a couple of them were a little bit, you know, not needed, but just trying to stay aggressive and kind of do what I can do to contribute.
You kind of touched on that run, but the 17-2 run that closed out the half, I mean, how big was that?
Yeah, that was huge. The passion that we played with, I think the discipline, I think we really wanted to just, you know, lock them up and show them that, you know, we're a serious ball club. And that's what you kind of got to do. You know, you got to have stretches to where they don't score and while you're scoring. And I think that's what we did. And, you know, it carried momentum into the second half.
You guys are heading on the road for like the next 3 games. I mean, what's the mentality you take into these next 3?
Well, you know, we've already been tested on the road. To be honest, I think we play better on the road. So, you know, just continue just to execute, be mature as far as, you know, executing game plans, you know, not doing things that are outside of what we do. And I think we're going to be ready to play. You know, we're going to have a lot of family out to see us. You know, my family's going to be out there as well as my teammates. So it's going to be a fun time, you know, celebrating Christmas out there as well. So we're going to be ready to play, but I don't think the issue is going to be whether, you know, we're excited or motivated.
Are these like Vegas tournaments, are they kind of like a team bonding type deal?
To be honest, every road trip is really team bonding. I mean, our guys are always, you know, goofing and joking about anything. And, you know, definitely road trips, rooming with another person is always, you know, a time where you can kind of get to know your roommate more.
Hallis was one of the 4 guys that transferred to you guys. Doesn't get as many opportunities, but I'd like to see him come out tonight and have a game like that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Hallis played at, you know, high caliber, you know, teams transferring over. So, you know, he's been in big games. And the biggest thing for him was kind of adjusting to the role that he was under. You know, he took a lot of time out of basketball, and it's tough with your psyche as well as, you know, physically. So he handled it well. He's finally got his feet underneath him. You know, he knows where his minutes are coming from and kind of what the coach expects from him. So it was good to see a lot of things happen for him. You know, steals, offensively, his shot going down. You know, and he's the type of player where he only gets better the more you play him and the more opportunities you give him. So, you know, I think he's going to definitely – he's on the way up right now for the season.
Any more questions? Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Questions for Jordan?
Jordan, to win against a top 100 RPI opponent, that's got to feel good, right?
Yeah, they're a really talented team. So anytime you win against a talented team, it feels great, especially when they have such a high RPI like they do.
You guys had that 17-2 run to, you know, in the half. I mean, what is it about you guys? Seem like you have these runs in almost every game. What is it about that?
I really couldn't tell you, but they definitely come in handy. Like, I think that run definitely put us where we needed to be to win the game.
How much are you looking forward to Friday nights?
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm excited for it.
You stay in contact with any of the guys?
Yeah, Armand Fletcher, he's one of my best friends. He's on the team.
The coach still there?
Yeah, he's still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your time like there?
It was a good learning experience. You know, I learned a lot from it, and you know, I learned just basically you have to just work as hard as you can, and you never know what can happen.
What kind of prompted your decision to move on to a new school?
Just I felt like I wasn't being able to like play my game, so I felt like it was best for me to leave.
I can't imagine you being happier, you know, I mean, with how things have turned out, you know, kind of being a, you know, NCAA tournament team last year, kind of the focal point of the team this year.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely happy with my choice.
Looking at this game, I mean, it was the same margin of difference at the end of the game, but it seemed like you guys played a ton better. I guess what were you most pleased with in this one?
I feel like we started better than we did against Radford, even though their game was closer at the beginning. I still felt like we came out with some pop and some energy, and they did too. But I feel like we weathered the storm pretty well, so I think that's what I'm most proud of.
Third 20-point game in a row for you. What's clicking as of late?
I couldn't tell you. Just my teammates give me the ball in good positions. It's really all them.
You guys buy into the passing philosophy? Was that something you guys had to work to get, or did it kind of just come naturally first?
A little bit of both. You know, everybody on the team is a talented passer, but everybody can score too. So it's just something we had to we looked at. Must had us buy in early on, especially after Costa Rica. We've been watching a lot of NBA teams, and we saw that the Warriors, they're one of the best teams in the NBA, and they move the ball like no other. So we really look at that.
Is this the closest team you've been on since you've been here as far as friends, get along, and all that type of thing?
And against a talented team, it feels great, especially when they have such a high RPI like they do.
You guys have that 17-2 run to, in the half. I mean, what is it about you guys seem like you have these runs in almost every game? What is it about that?
I really couldn't tell you, but they definitely come in handy. Like, I think that run definitely put us where we needed to be to win the game.
How much are you looking forward to Friday nights?
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm excited for it.
You stay in contact with any of the guys?
Yeah, Armand Fletcher, he's one of my best friends. He's on the team.
The coach still there?
Yeah, he's still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your time like there?
It was a good learning experience. I learned a lot from it, and I learned just basically you have to just work as hard as you can, and you never know what can happen.
What kind of prompted your decision to move on to a new school?
I felt like I wasn't being able to play my game, so I felt like it was best for me to leave.
I can't imagine you being happier, with how things have turned out, kind of being a, NCAA tournament team last year, kind of the focal point of the team this year.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely happy with my choice.
Looking at this game, it was the same margin of difference at the end of the game, but it seemed like you guys played a ton better. I guess what were you most pleased with in this one?
I feel like we started better than we did against Radford, even though the game was closer at the beginning. I still felt like we came out with some pop and some energy, and they did too. But I feel like we weathered the storm pretty well, so I think that's what I'm most proud of.
Third 20-point game in a row for you. What's clicking as of late?
I couldn't tell you. Just my teammates give me the ball in good positions. It's really all them.
You guys buy into the passing philosophy? Was that something you guys had to work to get, or did it kind of just come naturally to us?
A little bit of both. Everybody on the team is a talented passer, but everybody can score too. So it's just something we had to we looked at. Must had us buy in early on, especially after Costa Rica. We've been watching a lot of NBA teams, and we saw that the Warriors, they're one of the best teams in the NBA, and they move the ball like no other. So we really look at that.
Is this the closest team you've been on since you've been here as far as friends, get along, and all that type of thing?
Last year and this year we've been pretty close, but I guess you could say yeah. But either way, we've been really good chemistry-wise on and off the court.
You've been here for all 3 years, so you've never seen a non-conference loss at home. Does that mean anything to you to keep that streak alive?
Yeah, it does. It means a lot. I'm not trying to lose while I'm here, so we got to keep it going.
Any more questions for Jordan? Thank you. Jay, let's go. Sorry. Same as usual. Questions for Cam?
A little bit how well this team passes the ball. It seems like everybody passes the ball.
Yeah, it's kind of ingrained in our head by coach of how well of a passing team that that he wants us to be and that we want to be. We have a goal for every game, at least 200 passes. We watch the Warriors break down film on how well they pass with, I think it's 3 or 4 superstars I have on the team. So coach preaches that if the Warriors can do it with that many superstars, then we can do it. We're not too good for that. So, and it just brings the team together more, and it lets you. It shows each other and the crowd and the coach and your teammates that you have a lot of trust into them. So, it's important.
17-2 run in the first half seemed to be the difference in the game. Do you guys kind of trade punches with guys and then find that weakness in them and just go for it?
Yeah, part of the game while you're going is just adjusting and, like you said, finding weaknesses. But we're always trying to punch somebody in the mouth, whether it's 2 minutes in or 2 minutes left. So yeah, over time, you obviously you have the scout report that you go off of and the film that you go on that you go off of before the games, but. It's a little bit different when you're out there guarding. So you just kind of have adjustments. We might have a guys, that we're guarding that we might not claim to be a shooter, and he comes out hits 2 threes, and you just got to adjust. So, we're always trying to learn and always trying to adjust as a team, and yeah, we're always trying to go on a run.
I'm sure you've been on the other side of it at some point in your career. Just how demoralizing can it be when you're right there tied up and before you know it, the game's out of hand right now?
Yeah, it's quick. The game basketball is quick. One minute you think you're in it, you're tied up like you said, and the next thing you know, somebody comes down, hit 2, 3 threes in a row, and it hurts, it stings. So we try our hardest not to be on the other side of that because we do know how bad it is and, you know, how much it hurts. And, you know, going from those games in TCU and Texas Tech, there was a couple of times during those games, you know, where it kind of hit us. You know, we kind of were on the other end of that. So we try our hardest to learn from our mistakes and, you know, keep it going throughout the season.
You know, 22 points off the bench tonight for you. Coach mentioned the fact that the bench has been kind of a suspect area. What does it mean to you to kind of stabilize that?
Like Coach said, I mean, usually like I start or whatever, but, you know, he asked me to come off the bench. You know, he wants to get other guys going. I'm cool with that. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. Like I'm gonna come in and do what I can to, you know, to contribute to the team and do what I can and, you know, and do what I do. So I mean, whether I'm coming off the bench first, come off the bench, you know, third guy off the bench, or if I'm starting, it doesn't matter to me. So like you said, like coming off the bench, you know, it is good to, you know, to kind of get the team a kickstart when I come in. But I also think it's a good thing for me to come off the bench and kind of get other guys going, let other guys start, and, you know, get a little push behind them, a little fire under their butt. So that's good, whatever I can do.
So he actually did come up to you and ask whether you would be cool with coming off the bench?
He came up to me like the last couple of games and he said that, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. It's starting, you know.
There's no hesitancy on that?
Nah, that don't matter to me. I mean, you look, okay, it looks cool. You coming out, you walk out, you shake hands, but I mean, you guys still come in and produce, regardless whether you know, start, you come off the bench, it doesn't matter. So, I mean, that don't mean nothing to me.
Is it easier or harder to come off the bench, you know, see how the game's going, or not?
I mean, it just all depends on your mindset. You know, if some people get, you know, some people get a little bit hurt of coming off the bench, and, you know, they think because, you know, maybe you're not, you know, maybe that means I'm not playing good, or maybe coach don't like me, or nothing like that. I mean, if you come in and produce, I mean, the coach can't do nothing but play you, you know. So, I mean, it's all about your mindset. So you got to come in and produce, whether you're, you know, you come in and play 25, 35 minutes, or you play 2 or 3 minutes. It doesn't matter. Whatever you got to do and whatever minutes you get, you got to produce.
The last 2 games weren't really vintage. I guess, what was going wrong in those games, and I guess, you know, how good was this game to get back on track?
For me individually, or the team? For me individually, I mean, you just kind of go through like a little slump sometimes. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you're feeling it, sometimes you're not. It's just, you know, all about coming into the gym and trying to get reps afterwards. I think it was a little bit hard because I had some couple 10-page papers I had to do, so you know, I was kind of feeling it in my legs a little bit. But yeah, it's finals weeks, and it's, you know, it's a tough little week to try to push through. But you know, I still got I got to fight through it, find sleep, and you know, still come in and try to come with the same energy in practice. So it's kind of hard sometimes to trying to, you know, not have a drop off with through a time like this, with, you know, with staying up late and stuff. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I go through it. There's up and downs, but I'm gonna work my way back up. One more tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. I'm there. I'm in there.
What do you want to see from these last 2 games as you guys finish out non-conference play?
Like Coach was saying, he was like, you know, I mean, this defines teams are where, like, you know, it's like a race, like a marathon. Are you gonna just get through this, you know, get through the finish line, or are you gonna stop right there in front of it? I mean, we're not trying to do either one of those. We try to sprint through it. So we try and win every single game. You know, every game leading up into conference, you know, by at least 20. You know, 20 plus. So that's our mindset going into every single game, and that's what we got to continue to do.
Sure, this is going to be a special game for Jordan going up against his former team. I guess, what has he brought to the team this year, and what is his team to the game?
I mean, energy, rebounding, scoring. I mean, you name it, he fills up the stat sheet. So he's an important piece to our team, and, you know, he's a high energy guy, and we feed off that, and it gets everybody else going. And sometimes when he's feeling low, it's vice versa. We got other guys with the same type of energy, so it's good. I mean, it's been contagious for us, and going up to his old school, you know, playing against his old school. I know he's gonna want to come out there and give him 50, but you know, he's just got to keep the mindset of, you know, staying solid and, you know, staying stable and, you know, keeping the right mindset. Like, we're here to win, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I know what type of player and mindset he's got, so I don't think he's gonna come out there trying to do anything crazy. He's gonna go out there and be Jordan Caroline. So.
You guys try to entertain the crowd just to get the crowd going and get them loud, and that helps you too, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's always good to get your crowd behind you. I mean, it's just fuel to the fire, you know, whenever we're going through like little slow situations, and it's always good to hear the crowd get back up, and it, you know, it gets you back on your feet. And when things are going slow or you're feeling a little bit tired in your legs, I mean, because you want to go out there and produce for the people in the stands, you know, the people that come out to see you, you know, during finals week, and the students come to see you during finals week, and you know, a lot of these people could be at home chilling with their family, but, you know, they're here to watch Nevada basketball, so we got to do our part on the floor and get them going too.
You think you guys are a fun team to watch?
I think so. I mean, I watch film, and sometimes I don't think we are, but for the most part, I think we are. I think at times that we can be better, but for the most part, I think we're pretty good at you know, being entertaining, and we got so many different pieces, and we play a good pace of basketball. So I mean, I would come watch us. So.
Any more questions for Caleb? All right, they'll get ready for you.
All right, appreciate it. 7:30 a.m.